Why are you looking like that?
I'm looking at food, girl. I like food.
You hungry?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest, Mariam. And I wanted to do, I know it's been a minute, so I wanted to do like a different type of video and do like a mukbang or mukbang. I don't know what they call it, but you guys know, if you watch YouTube videos, you guys know what I'm talking about. But today I wanted to talk more about like the job hunt and the job search and some of the misconceptions that I think, you know, as junior developers, or in her case, which she'll get more into what she does and her interests, how we've kind of been misled a little bit in terms of the job market. So I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more like relaxed and not just me, and kind of talk about it. So Mariam, can you please, before we introduce ourselves, or what are you eating?
What am I eating? A poke bowl.
What does it have in it?
It has no meat. I just got literally rice in all sides, but it has seaweed salad, crab salad.
In case I've never seen it.
It doesn't look that good on camera. Cucumber salad, brown rice, spring mix, as well as some eel sauce and spicy mayo and jalapenos and a whole bunch of other little stuff like ginger and things. But yeah.
So I was supposed to do it too. I mean, we were supposed to eat the same thing, but I chickened out, you know. Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah, they had, yours isn't raw. Well, yours is veggie.
Yeah, so it's veggie only.
Raw. Mm-hmm. They did have mostly raw, but some of it they did have some cooked things, but
she wasn't feeling it.
I'm not the biggest fan of Asian food, if I'm being honest, but maybe over time. So instead I ended up getting Indian food. So this is just rice, and I got the chicken tikka masala. I think you've never had Indian food. I think it's a great like intro to Indian food. It's pretty like mild and safe. If you're African, I mean, it's rice and stew essentially, but like a crazy version of it, you know. And then we have a little bit of dessert, which we'll get into. I don't know what's it called.
Gulab jamun.
What is it? Gulab
jamun.
Gulab jamun. Jamun. I don't know. If you're Nigerian, as we both are,
yes,
it's puff and syrup. That's what I think of. Is puff and syrup. So, but anyways, without further ado, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
So can you please introduce yourself?
What do you want me to say about myself?
I want you to talk about your journey because so for those of you that don't know, and I don't think I've ever actually said this on the channel, I was actually introduced to General Assembly through her. So she happened to go to the boot camp, but she actually did data science boot camp. And so I learned about General Assembly in general from her.
In general.
And the day I talked to her, I know. And the day I talked to her, it was her last day of her boot camp. So it's a full circle moment for me. Because now I'm able to I'm also on the other side now. I get to talk more about, we want to talk more about our experiences.
Yeah.
But for right now, if you could just introduce yourself, tell them why you went to General Assembly and decided to do data science and what you used to do before then.
Okay. Well, I feel like I'm in an interview. I'm just kidding.
Tell me about yourself.
So I'm Mariam. Nice to meet all of you, all the friends and fans of Denise over here. But I was born and raised in Atlanta, so I live here. I've actually met Denise through my cousin, Toby, so shout out to Toby.
Hey, Toby.
For introducing
I know you're watching.
So basically, I kind of worked in tech, left tech, but we'll get into it. So basically, when I first graduated, had a degree in information systems, worked as a software consultant for a few years.
Oh, yeah.
But I was kind of bored.
Yeah.
And I had a creative itch that I wanted to scratch. So I went to school for interior design. So I know it's a very interesting change. I'll tell you how it relates. Just give me a second to get there.
And that's where I met you. So I met you at the interior. You were in SCAD.
At SCAD.
Yeah.
I was in that phase of life.
Yeah.
And basically, I finished the program, started working at Gensler, which is one of the larger architecture and design firms. And I was working in their workplace strategy studio, which basically does more of the research, the planning, understanding what the client wants, how to make the space best work for them. And I loved it. And I had the data analysis skill set. So they put me on a lot of stuff to analyze space-related data, whether it was real estate or just time-based data, just like how often people are in and out of different spaces. So I actually had a lot of fun with it. And I was like one of the only people who did that kind of stuff in the Seattle office. So I was a little bit of a lone wolf, but it was fun because I think that's what really gave me my experience in like doing a data analysis and wanting to get into that area. So I was like, I kind of like this. Didn't know I like it this much, but I do. So I want to learn more about it. So that's why I ended up doing the data science bootcamp, just because I think with data science, why are you looking like that?
I'm looking at food, girl. I like food.
You hungry?
I'm not super hungry. I'm listening, but I'm hungry too.
Girl, eat.
Go ahead.
So that's why I got interested in the boot camp, because I really wanted to grow that skill set, and just see like how much further I can like push my career in that direction. So fast forward a little bit. I left Gensler just because I really wanted to grow more in that area. And not that I couldn't do that at Gensler, I just felt like it would happen a little bit slower than I would have liked. So I'm now working at the Washington State Department of Health as a public health informatics specialist. We have official job titles now. They've been all over the place for the past year, but
really,
they're trying to consolidate and reorg and all that stuff. So that's my official title now, and I work on their COVID-19 response team. I do some data analysis, not a lot, not as much as I would like. So it's kind of weird. I ended up here and I was like, oh, darn, like I want to do more of that stuff, but it's not happening. But the nice thing is I am surrounded by people who do those type of things. Like we have data scientists, we have R programmers, we have, software developers. Like I feel like I'm more in a tech environment. So I feel like, that just inspires me by itself. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice. I had a night last night. That's a topic for another video.
Atlanta's still open. That's all. That's the topic. Atlanta's still open, and we're drinking ginger beer.
Ginger beer, which is actually I feel like it's soothing my throat.
Really?
Or maybe I should do the opposite because it's ginger, but I love ginger. I
was gonna say I love beer, but I don't. You don't like to put it together, but no.
Yeah, so I think that's a nice little summary of,
in a nutshell.
Yeah, my work life.
So how did you discover the boot camp itself? Did you just kind of Google it, or did you also know somebody that went to General Assembly? Like, how did you find out about boot camps?
So the funny thing was, like, when I was still at SCAD, I saw the data analysis boot camp at General Assembly, and I thought this was an avocado. I was about to panic. I saw the boot camp at General Assembly, but I didn't actually pursue it just because I was like still a college student. Like I was interested in it back then, but I was still at SCAD. I was still trying to figure out my life, and I was like, you know what? Let me just put on the little side step for now. But they had held a lot of free events there all the time. So that's how I found out about General Assembly. And then when I moved to Seattle, I went to different boot camp academies, like just to kind of see what their teaching style was like. I know like another big one was like Flatiron, and there was another one called, the name is on the tip of my tongue, Galvanize. That one I used to confuse with General Assembly all the time, but like I explored different boot camps, but I don't know, I just really like the process with General Assembly. Like I think there was I hate this word, familiarity.
Yeah.
Familiarity with it. And then also just like the person who got in contact with me just to tell me about the program and like how the whole process was going to work. She was really sweet. And like she remembered me from like inquiring about General Assembly Atlanta. So she was like, I already got your information. Let's talk about, what's changed, like why you're interested in going back now. So we caught up and I was just like, you know what, I kind of like the feel. And then it was also one of the lesser expensive options. So that was a major factor as well. So that's why I chose General Assembly. Seattle.
I'm trying to eat.
I know, I'm like...
No, eat. So I'll give you time to eat. So, part of the reason, and I feel like, I want to get more into, like, what is data science? I feel like, in my bootcamp experience, I feel like I heard about... I don't even really know if I really ever heard about data science. Anybody can, like, get in the comments and let me know that I'm wrong, but... for my boot camp, but I don't think anybody ever really taught to us about data science. I remember hearing a lot about UI UX.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about product management, and even now, like we work really closely with product managers and with UI UX, but I think we have like one data analyst on our team, maybe. I mean, I only talked to her, well, not only because she's a data analyst, but because she's also like half Nigerian, half Ghanaian. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I talked to her a lot, you know, but I mean, I still don't feel like companies really talk to software engineers about data science in general. So can you give us like a simplified or like a breakdown? Like what exactly is data science for anybody that might be interested in it?
I think what draws me to it is that it's very interdisciplinary. Like, I feel like the biggest 3 buckets you can kind of like use to summarize it is like, it's a blend of computer science, it's a blend of statistics, and it's a blend of like that domain knowledge. So like, I think that is what makes a strong data scientist, is like someone who analyzes the data, but they have like the background in that field to really understand what the insights is telling them. Like where you draw the line between data.
That's what they want. Oh, okay.
I know, and I didn't Google it. I was just like, I was trying to Google earlier, and I was like, what? I don't know what to say. But like, I think, what was I about to say? Like, you know, you have like data engineering, you have data analysts, and then you have data scientists, and like, at the end of the day, you know, I think the lines are blurred between all 3 roles. Like, there's data scientists who do have some like data engineering responsibilities, which is like move like the pipelines that move data from one system to another, just make different systems talk to each other. And then, you know, data analyst, I keep wanting to say data analysis. Data analyst is like someone who has that domain knowledge as well. But I think, you know, their tool set might be a little bit more simplified. Like, you know, they might work with Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, you know, mostly those type of things. But I think where the power comes in is like someone who's a data scientist, like, you know, they have that computer science knowledge as well. So like, if there's, so let's say there's a tool that doesn't exist, like Excel can't do everything. So you can build your own program or thing to like run data and make it do exactly what you want to do.
Right.
And I think like maybe people who don't like the coding aspect might shy away from it and decide they want to be a data analyst. Right. And I'm sure there's even more to it that I probably don't even know. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't correct her. Not in this video. No. If we have any data scientists, analysts that want to chime in, for sure.
Yes, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, drop in the comments. We can have a conversation. If you're interested, you know, you can feel free to email me. Like I said, my emails are always open. If you would like to learn more about it, I can definitely connect you guys to her. But so you can eat.
I know I haven't taken a bite this whole time.
Eat. I mean, isn't this the toughest video we're trying to do?
I don't know how to multitask very well.
It's okay. Well, I can talk. So I'll talk a little bit, and I'll give you some time to eat.
Okay.
So one of the main reasons why I also wanted to like do this type of video was obviously because of food. I love food. Anybody that knows me knows I love food. If you want me to be nice to you or forgive you for anything, you offer me food.
She was a little heavy-handed with these jalapenos.
Who? Heavy with jalapenos?
Yeah. That first bite, I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting it.
Pack the punch.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, part of the reason why I wanted to do it, and I think like I kind of introduced earlier, was about the job hunt, right? So when did you graduate from General Assembly?
April 2020.
I knew it was April 2020 because I remember I called you. It was the last day.
Why did you answer?
Why? Maybe I'm wrong, but I was like, no, I know I talked to you in April 2020, but I was like, maybe you were gonna say like an exact
day. April, it was like the first or second week in April, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember I was like, I know it's 2020, and I know I was thinking about it in April. That's when it started, so I was like, well, I'm gonna just shut up and let you talk, you know? So, but okay, so you graduated, it's been like...
Basically, yeah, a year and a half maybe.
Almost a year and a half. And I don't know about you, but I feel like one of my biggest things about going to a boot camp is that I feel like they oversell the ability to get a job in the field. Like, not saying you can't get one, but I think that I'm trying to like figure out how exactly what to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is that they oversell it to the point where you think you can just go to this boot camp,
finish, boom, got a job right after.
And then also I think they're not honest about the job market is huge, but I feel like they keep saying junior developers, but they're really looking for seniors. And there's still a lot of like junior developer positions available, but I feel like on top of it being a lot of like, oh no, we actually want seniors. Like you know, I think most people that are on the job hunt right now, at least as software engineers, you'll see, or web developers, you'll see like, oh, junior level position, 5 years of experience, and you're like, how is that a junior? How is that even a junior? But on top of that, there's also a lot of gatekeeping.